Hare Krishna. We are very, very happy to get association of His Grace Jivan Gour Hari Prabhu. Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, and he is practicing Krishna consciousness for 27 years. Prabhu is a sector leader in South Chennai, taking care of 500 congregation devotees. So we are very fortunate and happy and grateful to have your association in this temple. Thank you, Prabhu.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivijagacharya Ashtottara Shata Srimat. His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, वृंदावन धाम की, नवदीप धाम की, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगमाई की, यमुनामाई की, भक्ति देवी की, समवेद भक्त वृंद की, ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamin Iti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kipa Pradayine Gaurakatha Damadaya Nagara Gramatarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashatate Sadarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to hear about the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 10th chapter, verse number 12. Acharyoranir adyasyad Acharyoranir adyasyad Ante vashyutararanihi Ante vashyutataranihi Tat sandanam pravachanam Tat sandanam pravachanam Vidya sandhi shukavaha Vidya sandhi sukavaha Acharyoranir adyasyad Ante vashyuta taranihi Tat sandanam pravachanam Vidya sandhi sukavaha Acharyoranir adyasyad Ante vashyuta taranihi Tat sandanam pravachanam Vidya sandhi sukavaha Acharyoranir adyasyad Ante vashyutataranihi Tat sandanam pravachanam Vidya sandhi shukavaha. Matajis? Yeah. Acharyoranir adyasyad Ante vashyutataranihi Tatsandanam pravachanam Vidya Sandhi Shukavaha Acharyoraniradyashyad Ante Vashyutaranihi Tatsandanam pravachanam Vidya Sandhi Shukavaha Acharyoraniradyashyad Ante Vashyutaranihi Tatsandanam pravachanam Vidya Sandhi Shukavaha. Okay. Acharya, the spiritual master. Arani, sacred kindling, wood used in sacrificial fire. Adyaha, held beneath. Shyat, is to be considered. Ante Vashi, the disciple. Uttara, at the top. Aranihi, kindling wood. Tat Sandanam, the stick in the middle, which connects the upper and lower wood. Pravachanam, instructions. Vidya, transcendental knowledge. Sandhihi, like the fire, arising from the friction that spreads throughout the firewood. Shuka, happiness. Avaha, bringing. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation: the spiritual master can be compared to the lower kindling stick, the disciple to the upper kindling stick, and the instructions given by the Guru to the third stick placed in between. The transcendental knowledge communicated from Guru to disciple is compared to the fire arising from the contact of this, which burns the darkness of ignorance to ashes, bringing great happiness both to Guru and disciple. Purport: when the darkness of ignorance is burned to ashes, the dangerous life of ignorance is also eradicated, and one can work for his true self-interest in full knowledge. In this verse, the word Adyaha means original, and it indicates the spiritual master who is compared to the sacred kindling stick held below. From the spiritual master, transcendental knowledge like fire is spread to the disciple, just as friction between two sticks of firewood produces fire. Similarly, bona fide contact between the spiritual master, who is the representative of Krishna, and a sincere disciple produces the fire of knowledge. When the disciple takes shelter of the lotus feet of the spiritual master, he automatically acquires perfect knowledge of the original spiritual form. So, this chapter is in sequence of what Krishna has taught to Uddhava. It is also the sequence of Uddhava Gita, and the chapter is titled Nature of Fruitive Activity. So everyone wants to enjoy in this material world. That's why Krishna has sequentially and systematically taught these chapters of Uddhava Gita to us through his dearmost associate Uddhava. Because generally the tendency is to enjoy this material world. Unless we are conversed with the dangers that one will encounter while enjoying in this material world, he cannot give up detachment. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he composed a wonderful verse, Vairagya Vidya Nijabhakti Yoga, Sikshartam Eka Purusha Puranaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradari Kripambudim Yas Tam Aham Prapadye. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended in this material world to give these three things. One is the real knowledge, devotional service, and detachment from material possession. He is ocean of transcendental mercy. Therefore, I want to take shelter of his lotus feet. The nature of fruitive activity is always covered by suffering and grief. A fish, it was happily swimming in the pond, and a sadhu happened to go through that pond, and immediately he saw many fishes coming out of the water, swimming, enjoying, diving, and immediately a bird, a crane flew, and then it took the fish. That's all. Its life is finished. Then the sadhu who was walking near the pond, he immediately started to contemplate the fish has become a prey to the bird because it has not taken deep shelter of the water. It was just floating in the pond. So, it naturally became a victim and prey to the bird. So, like that, in this material world, unless we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is none other than Krishna himself and his dear associates, we are not safe in this material world. And we all know that the honey bee, it goes to different flowers, it collects honey, and then it collects, and then it keeps as a safe deposit locker in the bee hive. And it goes for several months. Then immediately a thief or a hunter, he used to come, and then he used to burn the beehive, and then he kills all the bee, and then he takes the honey. So this is the nature of this material world. In spite, the purpose of fruitive activity is to enjoy life, to keep oneself in the self-centered. Even if one works hard to earn money and then keeps that in a safe locker, or even if he buys a property, the nature of this material world is that someone will find his secret deposits, and then they will make plan to enjoy those property, and eventually sometime he may be also murdered. So this is very, very dangerous, precarious situation in this material world. So that's why this chapter is titled The Nature of Fruitive Activity. One has to be conversant for what purpose he is working hard and who is going to enjoy. Sometimes big aristocrats, they buy big estate plots in hill station. They go once in a year for a few days, and the remaining 363, 364 days, it will be enjoyed only by the servant. And one eagle, it was catching a prey, and it had a piece of flesh, and it was flying happily in the sky, thinking that it is going to eat the flesh. Then immediately all types of eagle started to attack that eagle, and it became afraid of its own life. Then immediately it dropped its piece of flesh. Then all the eagle started to coming down. Then immediately the eagle thought that I was not attacked, but they wanted only the prey, the flesh, which I was keeping in my beak. So in that way, it got peace. So the fruitive activity, what is the highest purpose a person does fruitive activity? Either to enjoy in this material world, in this earthly planet, or to go to the Swargaloka. And in the Swargaloka, as long as he has punya, he is welcome. Once his punya is exhausted, he will be kicked out. But if he has punya, he will be welcomed with a red carpet. He will be flower garlanded, So the time running out will also not be known to him. Like a person is in a government job, if he approaches 56, 57 years, then naturally some sort of anxiety comes. Oh, I am going to get retired. Then who will respect me? What will happen to my future? So similarly, in the heavenly planet, when the punya is going to exhaust, two symptoms will be there. The flower garland which he is wearing, that will start to become dry. And his feet also will start to touch the ground. Then he can realize, oh, that punya is going to exhaust. Then immediately only anxiety and lamentation. What am I going to do here? How long I will be here? Then what will be my fate? Then immediately, if his punya is exhausted, you are no more welcome. You are kicked out. That's all. So this is the nature of this material world. Unless we have material possession, we are welcome, either in this earthly planet or in the heavenly planet. But both, it is not our homeland. That's why in the Yaksa Prashna, many questions were asked. And among that, one question is that, who is happy? That question was asked by Yamaraj himself to Yudhishthira Maharaj. It was a sequence of 126 questions. So who is happy in this material world? And for that, Yudhishthira Maharaj replied, one who is in his own homeland, who is not in a foreign land. And second is that, who doesn't have a debit. And third is that, who can eat little and digest. So this can be understood from two angles. One is Tattva Vichar, and the second one is Achara Vichar. So whatever experience we have, so through that experience, one may think that if a person who doesn't reside abroad means, he thinks that, oh, if he is born in West Bengal, oh, if I don't reside in South India, or if I don't reside abroad, it means that I am living in my own homeland, in my mummy land. But here, the Tattva Achari is that for the soul, the homeland is the spiritual world, the Vaikunta. Whoever has come into this material world, he is living in a foreign land. So he cannot be naturally happy. And one who doesn't have a debit. So we all, through our phenomenal material world experience, if a person is having EMI, car loan, house loan, so they think that it's a debit. But we all know that one who is fully surrendered to Mukunda, he is free from the debit of forefathers. He is free from the debit of family members. He is free from the debit of Deva Rishis. He is free from the debit of other living entities. He is free from the debit of Rishis. So in that way, one who is surrendered fully, it means practically one who is fully surrendered and one who is in the spiritual world, he is always happy. And one who can eat little and it can digest. So here, whatever we may eat, sometimes it may get food poison, it may not get digest. But it's not the situation in the spiritual world. There is hunger, thirst. It's a transcendental hunger and thirst. And food, beverages are taken only as a part of the pastime to please Krishna. And there is no indigestion. So that's why, if we understand from Tattva Vichar, one who is in the spiritual world, he is free from debit, and one who is in the spiritual world, he has no indigestion, and one who is in the spiritual world, he is not living in the foreign land. So he is naturally happy. But here, when a person does fruitive activity, he wants to wander somewhere, taking some body in this 14 planetary system, which is a foreign land. And he may not be getting bodily health also. Many inconveniences are there. And whatever activity he does, he will be incurring more debits only. So that's why a person who is surrendered, he is the most happiest person. And even the knowledge we have to understand not from our experience point of view, but from the knowledge presented from absolute point of view. Even the Shastras, when we read, the chances tendency is to observe with whatever our limited experience is there in this material world. But we have to try to understand from absolute point of view. So it's very, very critical. Once when I was traveling from Mayapur to Kolkata, one driver was saying, Mera घर पे बहुत adisai, that wonder happened, he was saying. What is that wonder happened in your house, I asked. So he told, we were using a cot from 3 generations. That cot was used for more than 50 years. And after 50 years, since it was not in a good condition, we threw the cot in our courtyard and there was rain. Then immediately that cot, it started to grow as a tree. After 50 years, we have used. So that was the great point. It was an eye-opener. Sometimes, even if we detach ourselves from material activities, when the tendency will sprout up, it is not known. We may avoid the material atmosphere, but the tendency is that when it will get sprouted up, no one knows. That's the danger of being in the material world. It's a good thing that we always be in the association of devotees, but still there is danger in this material world. What will happen, we don't know. So that's why the Gaudiya mission always focuses to go back home, back to Godhead. Prabhupada titled his magazine, Back to Godhead. We do devotional service only with the focus to go back home so that we can render eternal devotional service, keeping Krishna in the center. Sometimes the tendency will be, even while we are in this material world, a nice association is there. We can also be happy here, but still the danger is there. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always recommending to have detachment. Only when we are detached, then we can get taste for devotional service. The rasa for devotional service will sprout up. If we have the tendency that I want to enjoy in this material world, and at the same time I also want to do devotional service, yeah, certainly it is welcome in the initial stage, but certainly there will be hurdles and obstacles. So that's why the nature of fruitive activity has to be completely burnt up, and that is possible only by devotional service. That is possible only by complete surrender. There is no other way. The seeds of desire is dormant in our heart. When it will sprout up, no one knows. When the right atmosphere is conducive, it will sprout up. So there is a bamboo seed in China. Actually, they water the seed continuously for 5 years. Not even a single inch it will sprout up. But after 5 years, within 3 months, it will grow up to 90 feet. So, but still the people will water daily for 5 years so that the root goes deep into the soil, so that for that 90 feet height, so the root takes proper shelter in the soil. So similarly, when we render devotional service in the sadhana stage, whatever the instruction is given to us by the spiritual master, we have to do it patiently and naturally. Whatever the promise the acharyas have given to us, that we can see Krishna face to face when one gives up his present body, that will become tangible. There is no doubt on that. And for that, one should be very, very patient in executing the principles of devotional service. So, 6 stages are there. We all know that for that Sharanagati path, accepting things that are favorable. So, what is the most favorable thing to advance in spiritual life? To be always in the association of devotees. And second thing is that to reject those things that are unfavorable to devotional service. So, in the flight, we all know that it has 2 wings. But if you know whether whatever airlines, the 2 wings that will have only light weight, they don't decorate that wings. If they put weight and decorate with flower and other things, then there will be natural turbulence for the flight to travel and also to land. So similarly, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga means whatever is favorable to devotional principle only needs to be accepted. Other thing, naturally it has to be discarded. So naturally one has to contemplate, is this going to help me in my spiritual life? Is my attachment to this person and to this object is going to help me? If it is helping, well, it can be accepted. Not necessary, okay, it can be discarded. And then the third one is that with the conviction that Krishna is my only protector. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing kirtan in the boat with his associates traveling in a river, all the associates, they started to tremble in fear. Mahaprabhu, if you dance in ecstasy, the boat is trembling, we all will get drowned. Then Mahaprabhu told, can't you see the Sudarshan Chakra escorting our boat and then giving protection to us? Why are you so afraid? So that conviction, when we chant the holy name, so it means that actually Krishna is personally present before us and we are always protected. Not only Krishna, the entire Guru Parampara is always present. So Prabhupada, that's why he used to mention and emphasize that never was there a second when I felt that my spiritual master was not present before me. So that protection is always there. Even for a sadhaka who has just started chanting his rounds of Maha Mantra. And the fourth one is that with the conviction, accepting that Krishna is my master or guardian. So all angas of bhakti also is applicable to the acharyas. So the conviction that Krishna is my protector and also the conviction that the acharyas in the Guru Parampara, they are our protector or the master, they are both one and the same. There is no doubt on that. So, once Ramanujacharya went to a place. So there, actually he found the local villagers, they were averse to him. So he wanted the people to take up the process of devotional service. Then he immediately instructed his disciple Mudali Andan to go and then drench his lotus feet in that pond of water, because in that pond of water only the entire villagers, they will fetch water and they use for all purpose. So similarly Mudali Andan, as per the instructions of Ramanujacharya, he went there and then he put his lotus feet. Then the next day, whoever utilized the water, they came in contact with the sanctified spiritual water, and they immediately the next day, they all came running towards Ramanujacharya and they were requesting him to give spiritual instructions. So we can know that the spiritual master and the disciple, they can never be separated. So that is the core thing which one need to understand. And apart from that, Acharya Bhakti is very, very crucial in spiritual life. So once when Ramanujacharya, he was preparing to go to a pilgrimage, he requested his dearmost disciple, Andrapurna, who is also called as Vaduganambi, to take care of his sandal padukas. So Ramanujacharya, he had his own personal worshipable deity, which was kept in a basket in one portion, and in the other portion of the basket, Vaduganambi kept the sandals padukas of Ramanujacharya in another portion of the same basket. So on seeing that, Ramanujacharya asked, this is not fair. My personal worshipable deity and my padukas, they are in the same platform. Then immediately Vaduganambi, Andrapurna, replied that, how your worshipable deity is glorious, similarly, my personal worshipable deity is also glorious. So for me, everything is only you. Like how you consider your personal worshipable deity, I consider your padukas as my personal worshipable deity. So Ramanujacharya was very, very happy hearing this, because the Acharya connection is very, very important. So Prabhupada, whatever success he achieved in propagating the Krishna consciousness movement, he finally gave all the credits to his spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because he only instructed him that you are speaking nicely English, so you have to propagate the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So we can see how the disciple should always be focused on executing the instructions of the spiritual master. It is very, very crucial, and it is applicable to one and all. So similarly, even when the Utsava deities of Srirangam came out, Ramanujacharya came out of his residence to take darshan of that Nam Perumal, the Utsava deity, Ranganaji. And when he petitioned his disciple, Vaduganambi, to come out, he told that I am boiling the milk. If I come out, then it will get burnt. So for how your deity is worshipable, for me the service of boiling the milk is equally important. So he was very, very happy. And also thinking that Krishna is my protector. So we have lot of examples in Krishna Leela, in Chaitanya Leela, how devotees were feeling that they were protected personally by Krishna. And even in Haridas Thakur's case, when he was whipped in 22 marketplace, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bore all the whipstick mark in his back. So there was one great devotee, Anantalvan, who took up the service of taking the service of flower garland and other Pushpa Seva at Tirumala, Tirupati, under the instructions of Ramanujacharya, and he was once bitten by snake. So when his other associates asked, are you not frightened? He told that, what is the need for me to get frightened? So if my power of devotion is strong enough, then I will survive this venomous snake, and I will do devotional service by taking bath at Pushkarini, and I will serve here Balaji. And if the venom of the snake is powerful than my devotion, then I will take bath at Viraja river, then I will serve my lordship at Vaikunta. Anywhere I go, I am going to only serve. So what is the need for me to fear? So that was the firm conviction that he had. And then full surrender. Surrender in the sense that with the body mind, words, one should fully surrender to the instructions of the spiritual master, which is coming through the Guru Parampara. And also humility is also very, very important in spiritual life. Sometimes when a person executes talent in the material sphere, the tendency is there that he gets puffed up. So similarly, even in the spiritual life, the tendency to get puffed up like a popcorn is always there. So Krishna taught a wonderful lesson after the end of the Kurukshetra war. Actually, he took, it's a long story, I am just briefing it. He took all the Pancha Pandavas to a tree where actually Katushyam, the son, the grandson of Bhima, actually his head alone was there on the top of the tree. And then Krishna gave him a benediction that you will see the real war. And after the end of this war, we all know that only few people survived. And when Pancha Pandavas, they were having a pride subtle in their heart that they were the strong, powerful warriors. And when Krishna petitioned that Katushyam, barbaric, to reveal what he actually saw in the real war, Katushyam, he mentioned that whether it is from the side of the Kauravas or from the Pandavas, whatever weapon they threw on each other, I could see only Sudarshan Chakra flying from this side to that side and that side to other side, and then doing all cutting seva, and then just like hitting a dead snake, the Sudarshan Chakra was doing and killing all the soldiers and all the Rathis and Maharathis, and they were just throwing arrow, whatever may be the astra, and claiming that Jai Ho, I am the warrior. And he was laughing. Then immediately all the Pancha Pandavas felt ashamed, and then they put their head down. So very, very important that one should cultivate this mood of humility. So similarly, when Hare Katha was going at Srirangam, there was a famous devotee, a contemporary living at the time of Ramanujacharya. His name was Parasara Bhattar. When he was giving Hare Katha, then a stranger came and then he started to chastise him. And after the end of the class, Parasara Bhattar, he actually requested his disciples to give valuable gifts to that person who was constantly chastising him during the Hare Katha. So the disciples, they were astonished and surprised. For a person who has offended and chastised our spiritual master, should we give our valuable gifts to him? Then Parasara Bhattar told that Hare Katha means two things should happen: glorification of Lord Hari, and I should make myself humble. I was doing only one part. I was just glorifying only Lord Hari. I didn't make myself humble, and that part was done by him. So that's why I told him to give valuable gifts to him. So similarly, that menial service is always appreciated. So there was one famous devotee, Kanchi Purna, his other name is Tirukachi Nambigal, who was doing Chamara Kaingariyam, fanning the Lord Varadaraj at Kanchipuram. He was very famous that the local people of Kanchipuram knows that he conversed with the Lord. So people would query him, when I will get mukti, or any other queries they will ask, when I will go to Vaikunta, when this problem will get solved. So he used to converse with Varadaraj, and whatever Varadaraj replies, he used to convey it to those people, the local people. And it was happening, and one day, by the intuition, he asked Varadaraj, because during Chamara, he used to personally converse with the Lord. So when I will get liberated? So the Lord replied, not in this lifetime. Then he asked, I am serving and I am fanning you directly. Why not in this lifetime? So the Lord replied, that's the problem. You are serving me directly and not serving my devotees. Then immediately, with the permission of the Lord, he kept the chamara, and then with the permission, he was very famous devotee. He cannot serve any Vaishnavas because no one will accept the service from Kanchipurna because he is famous for speaking with the Lord directly. Then he has to put a disguise. Then he went to Tirukoštiyur, and there was a famous devotee, Tirukoštiyur Nambi. He also will not give direct service to him. So in the Goshal, under the disguise, he served both Tirukoštiyur Nambi and also the cow. Because menial service means not only serving the Vaishnavas, like doing menial service to the cow shed and also to the washroom utilized by Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Anyone can read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and chant. But if one wants more mercy, actually one should learn how to clean the temple and how to clean the Goshal, how to clean the washroom utilized by the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And it comes in our Guru Parampara. Our Guru Parampara means cleaning the toilet. Because why? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted Ishwara Puri as the spiritual master because he was personally cleaning the stool and urine of his spiritual master. We all know that. Madhavendra Puri, during his last stage of life, Mahaprabhu could have accepted anyone as a spiritual master. But whom did he accept? The person who cleaned the stool and urine, toilet seva. Initially, when we were coming to ISKCON, we were trained on toilet cleaning. But now, actually, newcomers, we can't delegate that seva. But it is actually a secret, confidential seva. We all know that Lokanath Goswami, he didn't give initiation to any person. He gave initiation only to Narottam Das Thakur, who was cleaning the stool and the urine. And that too when he found out hiding. So it has so much mercy and potency. So that's why these are all the confidential things. When one wants to advance speedily in the spiritual life, humility is very, very important. Unless we develop this mood of humility, we will get benefit, but cultivating this mood of humility and doing devotional service, it will be like not even going, there are three ways now. One can climb the stairs, and one can go by lift, and one can also go by jet. It's like a speedily way to achieve the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So that's why we should cultivate this mood of a Vaishnava. Who is a Vaishnava? One disciple of Parashara Bhattar. Parashara Bhattar is well known for his close proximity to Anantalvar, who was rendering service at Tirumala. So when he went to the house of Anantalvar, he saw actually a group of devotees in his house partaking prasad. And after every devotee took prasad, then actually he was just waiting for his turn. But before that, he asked to Anantalvar, who is a Vaishnava? And for that, Anantalva told that he will be like a hen, he will be like a crane, he will be like a salt, and he will be like you. And he also gave the explanation. He will be like a hen. So it means that there are many things in the Shastras, scriptures, Vedas. A Vaishnava is a person who can understand the essence, the principles mentioned in the scriptures, and getting those prime principles as an instruction package from the spiritual master and executing it. A hen actually what it does, in order to get its food, it goes to the, it just actually goes to the land in order to take its grain. It scratches the land with its leg. So like that we should scratch what is the essence, principles in the devotional scriptures. That is enough, more than enough. We no need to learn aeronautical engineer. Just book a flight, boarding pass, just know how to sit in the flight, that's all. So similarly, there may be many things, many details in the scriptures. Okay, let it be. But what is the core essence? and the hen, it scratches to get its food. So we should scratch to know what is the good quality in another person. So a Vaishnava should be like a hen, only contemplating on the good qualities of those devotees, whether it is devotees or non-devotees. Everyone have their own good qualities. Mahaprabhu is called as Adosha Darshihi in the 100 names of Lord Chaitanya. One name is Adosha Darshi because he is blind to the faults of others. So we are in that parampara, we should cultivate that mood. And second, he will be like a crane. The crane means whatever the small fish runs, it actually leaves it. When a big fish comes, it stands patiently with a single leg and then it takes the big fish. So like that, the devotees also should act like a crane. The big fish is like devotional service. Devotional service, yeah, general principles, and sometimes whatever service, like Ramanujacharya was fetching water. So that service he didn't delegate. There are some service, like our chanting and other menial service, it's not necessary we should delegate it to others. We have our fixed quota, our sadhana. And wherever we get the opportunity to do devotional service in any form, whether to the acharya, so we should be like a crane taking away the big fish. So he is always cautious in taking the seva. Because one time Hanumanji was taking all seva, all the team members, they took up all sevas, giving up no room for Hanuman to take up the seva. And Hanuman asked if any seva is not in the scheduled plan, can I take it? They told yes. They told that when Lord Ram will yawn, no one knows. So I have to be personally present there, and whenever he yawns, I have to put that sodak like that. So we should be always eager, curious to take up devotional service. In any way it comes. It should be taken only by the mercy of the spiritual master and the Guru Parampara, I have been given this seva. He will be like a salt. Salt is subtle, and only when it is added in the dish it will be delicious. But no one appreciates, oh, the salt which you have put is good. But when the salt is not there, the presence is felt. So like that, when we are in the group of devotees, we should not have any concept of false egoism. We should serve them nicely. And when in our absence, the other Vaishnavas should feel one's presence. If that is happening, that it means that we have served the Vaishnava community, the Vaishnava group nicely. And the fourth one, he should be like you. He should be like you means, see, you gave the opportunity for all others to honor the prasad first, and you waited your turn, and at the last, you took up the prasad. So even the devotees, the Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees, they were very organized when they come for South India Yatra. Generally, when people go for darshan, they generally in a hurry-burry, and then whoever is standing in front, back, they don't care, and then there will be chaos, confusion. I want to take darshan first. But Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they pave way for others to take darshan. We facilitate others to take darshan. So that is the mode. So like that, a wonderful explanation was given by Anantalvan to this disciple of Parasara Bhattar. So this mood we need to cultivate. That's why in this chapter, the nature of fruitive activity, we should know what are all the dangers that one encounter while executing fruitive activity. Grahastha ashram means actually the field of fruitive activity. Suppose a person has fallen down. Sometimes some person may actually tolerate the pain, and some person may not tolerate the pain. So the person who tolerates the pain, so he can take up the brahmacharya and the sannyasa ashram. Those who can't tolerate the pain, it is actually only we can say a relief for him to take up the grahastha ashram. But at the end, one has to give up all these field of activities. So it is nicely, wonderfully explained. Hare Krishna. So with this I end. If you have any questions, I can take it up. Hare Krishna. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Tai Gaura Premanande.